This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show. This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show.
What's up, YouTube? I'm your homeboy Josh, back at you with another video. And today, we're going to take a look at the Sapor RDA. It's not Sapor, it's Sapor. How do I know this? Let's look it up at dictionary.com, shall we? Sapor. See, it has the little doodads that show you how to say it. Sapor. And it means, which is, this is what really brings me to believe that this is why it's called Sapor. It is the quality in a substance that affects the sense of taste, like the savor something, to flavor something. Like it's a sense of bitterness, or it's a sense of sweetness, or savory, or citrus, And I think WoToFo is implying that this RDA is a really good flavor RDA. And let me tell you, nail on the head. I really like this thing. I've been pretty impressed with it so far. I've been using it for about a week now, maybe, something like that. And no leaking whatsoever. No leaking on this guy. This guy is made specifically so that it does not leak. And that is something that I think is awesome, especially after having used the Freakshow by WoToFo. I used the Freakshow and all the juice is coming out the bottom, and I'm just like, oh, WTF WoToFo. WoToFo is that. But with this one, it's like, WTF WoToFo? What the fo did you do now? This thing is awesome. No, I'm sorry. The name WoToFo, I can't help it. It just makes me think of WTF and WoToFo. Anyway, I don't need to spell it out anymore. So we're gonna take a look at this thing. Come on here, we'll take a closer look at it together. So I don't know about you guys, but I see some obvious similarities between the packaging on the Sapor and the Kanger sub-tanks. But that's just me. I think WoToFo took a page out of the book from Kanger on this one. WoToFo is that? WoToFo. WTF. Anyway, so let's pop this thing on open. Inside, you got this little pamphlet here. I like this manual. This is simple. It's pretty straightforward. It's basically saying, here's what you get in here. If you don't know how to use it, you probably shouldn't have one of these things. And you got this nifty little thing. I don't know if you can see it really good, but you can kind of, this red has like this see-through kind of quality to it. I just thought it was kind of cool. I like this thing. It's very stiff. Anyway, who cares? Packaging aside. This is what it breaks down like. That's what you get inside. You got, of course, your RDA. Everything in here is like super tight, okay? It's almost impossible to get anything out of here without, some kind of a tool. You've got to grab a screwdriver or something and, get in there with it. Maybe I should do something a little different on that one. Don't I want to comb? Yeah, it's not easy. Not easy. Yeah. Oh, and underneath, you get all your extras, your extra nuts, your extra O-rings, this screwdriver. It's kind of cool because it's a screwdriver that's an Allen key. I like that. We'll set that aside. Okay. Oh, BKB. So we'll jump right into the cool stuff. Here's the cool stuff right here, okay? What the funk is that? Well, you know, your airflow comes in here and then shoots right down, right onto the coil, directly on top of it, just like that. And this is your airflow adjustment. So it adjusts kind of like this. See that? Pretty sweet. So with that kind of design, there's no leaking whatsoever. No matter what you do, it's not going to leak. It can't leak. Awesome. These parts are all interchangeable, of course. So you've got this drip tip option that comes, you know, it's basically right in there. I don't know if you can get this out really easily. I haven't really tried taking it off. I'm not sure if it's supposed to. It looks like it's just like a press fit drip tip or something, and it's something that you can actually remove, but it does not come out easy, and I'm not trying to force it. I haven't even taken it out. But, you know, why would I bother when I have one of these anyway? So this is like your regular, your preferred drip tip adapter. You can put anything you want in there. And of course, you've also got your broadcap. Okay? A lot of people like it with the broadcap. I gotta say, I like the flavor on this RDA, but I like the flavor a lot better with this drip tip. Now, when you're puffing on it, this top, round here, over here, for me, gets a little hot. Not the drip tip itself, but round the rim over here, it gets very, very warm, but I'm very sensitive to that kind of thing. You know, what's hot to me isn't as hot to most people. And it's only when your lips are right up on this thing. Other than that, it's not a problem. Some 22 gauge macro coils, 3mm bit wrapped, and 10 wraps each. Letting up real pretty. Still got some juice in there, so it's firing off a bit. Some smoke coming. That's all that is. Smells good though. The post holes are super ample. They are about, I'd say they're about 2.5mm post holes, something like that. Yeah, there's plenty of room in here for a lot of builds. But again, this is another one where, you know, I never thought I'd say this, but I wish there was a single airflow option. I do, because I've been building a lot with the crazier kind of twisted builds and that kind of stuff, and I really like my single coils lately. But for a dual coil, it's awesome. All right, so we're just juicing it on up. We got some Andes here by Crescent City Clouds. Really good juice if you've never tried it, kind of like an Andes mint. Love this company. They're out of New Orleans. They got some really good juice. I can position this against the coil, like so. There you go. All right, see you guys up there. So that was a good close look at the Sapor RDA by WoToFo. Let's see how she vapes. Vapes pretty good, honestly. The flavor is excellent. The clouds are great too. That's wide open. Yeah, and that's a pretty high VG juice. I want to say that this line by Crescent City Clouds, they have a couple lines, but this is their max VG line. It's really, really good stuff. So although being a really decent flavor RDA, the Sapor, I mean, it's not going to be a comp RDA or anything like that, but it's capable of producing some decent clouds. Absolutely. Let's put this middle drip tip cap in. And And let's close down the airflow a little bit. Give it a bit more flavor. It's already got some decent flavor, even with the broadcap, but I get the most flavor out of this one. I haven't put my own drip tip on it yet. I just haven't gotten around to it. Fuck. The flavor with just a regular bore, wide bore drip tip, or just your own personal drip tip. That's where this thing is really going to wow you, honestly. The flavor on it is excellent. The broadcap is fun. It's very comfortable broadcap. It's about as comfortable as, say, a third eye drip tip, something like that. But when you're dealing with just a regular cap like this, instead of the broadcap, it's going to bring out the flavor a lot more. And that's where I think this RDA really shines, is with its flavor, is with its preventative leaking measures. It's basically an inverse of the Freakshow. Everything the Freakshow is, this isn't. The Freakshow, I don't like it personally. It leaks on me. But I love the machining on it. I love the quality of it, the fit, the finish. Everything on it is excellent. I do wish that it was a quad post instead of a tri-post personally. But mainly because it would make building those centered builds on it easier. I find it a lot easier to build a centered build on a quad post than a tri-post. And the Freakshow is one of those RDAs that really needs a centered build and would benefit from a quad post. This RDA is basically everything the Freakshow isn't. It's got the top airflow to actually prevent the leaking, and it's got the quad post to make building those centered builds way easier. Not that this RDA needs a centered build, I don't think. I think you'd be good just to put a coil here and a coil on that side, and you'd be good to go. It doesn't really matter if it's centered, as long as they're equidistant from each other. Because, you got to line them up with these airflow holes, and that's it. But they operate independent of the deck. So it really doesn't matter if they're centered, if you ask me. Excellent flavor, though. Excellent flavor. Take this guy to work with me, take it in the car with me, and you can just dump juice in here. You don't even have to think about it. Just Grim Green dump juice. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. If you over drip, whatever, you might get a little bit of spit back, but it's not going to leak, no matter what you do. Unless you're like, blowing out through the thing, then maybe it'll come out for you. But other than that, it's not going to leak. It's an excellent vape. So that's a Sapor RDA by WoToFo. Please remember to comment, share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Till next time, I'm your homeboy, Josh. Vape on, vapors.